Get a load of this!
Yeah, we're talking about this game. Sonic R is probably one of the most hated Sonic games of all time. It definitely feels more obscure compared to other Sonic titles, and even though people consider it bad, it's not crapped on nearly as much as Sonic 06, but it's still considered to be a black sheep of the Sonic series. It is known for being the only full-on new Sonic game for the Sega Saturn because there was no new Sonic platformer during the entirety of the Saturn's lifespan. There was only a port of Sonic 3D Blast and the compilation game Sonic Jam. It was always so weird to me that Sega could be so stupid as to have their only new Sonic game be a spin-off. And they had to know that some people were bound not to like it, and considering that the Saturn wasn't selling well, I'm not sure why Sega went nearly 2 years without an all-new Sonic game to boost its sales. And when it came time for one in late 1997, this was the game they came out with. Keep in mind, the Saturn was released in both Japan and the US in 1995 and was struggling in a market that included the surging PlayStation and the N64. Why would Sega bank it all on this strange racing game? Sure enough, the very next year the Saturn was discontinued in 1998. Considering that the Saturn died out so early and wasn't popular to begin with, many people didn't get to experience Sonic R at the time of its release. I experienced the PC port when I picked it up for the first time in 2001, and I distinctly remember that the video game magazines were not kind to it for the most part. I then got to play it again when it was re-released as part of the Sonic Gems collection, and guys, what if I were to tell you Sonic R is not a bad game? It's actually a good game. My capture session for this video was still fun as the day I first played back on the PC, and I really just dig this concept of Sonic characters racing each other. They had tried it before, albeit unsuccessfully, in Sonic Drift 1 and 2 for the Game Gear. But this was a 32-bit game capable of so much more. First off, the character models are impressive. They look blocky, but not too much, and I really like how everyone looks here. Dr. Robotnik's face is just hilarious. I mean, this guy looks just fucking devious. I mean, look at him. Plus, I really love this Sonic model, and it's always very hard for me to pick anyone else until I unlock Super Sonic, of course. So basically, this is a foot race with, wouldn't you know it, the majority of the characters racing on foot. Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles all doing so while Robotnik and Amy are commandeering their respective vehicles. And there's only 4 characters available from the start, which is just shocking, but luckily there's plenty of unlockable characters. Each character has their own abilities and attributes. Sonic has a double jump, Tails can fly, Knuckles can glide, Amy can drive over water and boost her speed temporarily, and Robotnik can shoot missiles. Sonic has great acceleration, but his turning sucks ass. Knuckles is very well rounded, and Robotnik has great handling and turning, but he's one slow ass mofo. Oh yeah, before we move on, a word to the developers. What the fuck is this? I mean, Jesus Christ, that shit is annoying. Tails' tails sound like a damn jackhammer. This sound is constant, and I'm not sure how they didn't think this was annoying when they were play testing this. Okay, I get that you want to have a sound effect for his tails whipping around, and they had a similar sound effect in Sonic 3 for when he was flying, but it was low and far less annoying. This is loud and very annoying. Well, anyway, to flesh out this roster and start unlocking characters, you will have to collect the 5 Sonic coins located throughout the 4 courses. And yeah, that's right, I said 4. Only 4 courses. Now, once you place first in all the races, you can gain access to a 5th and final course, but man, 5 courses? This was the fucking Saturn, man. This was the 32-bit era. Talk about putting in the least minimal effort possible. I mean, Super Mario Kart, a game for the far less powerful Super Nintendo, had 3 times this amount. Now, at least the ones that are included are pretty good. We've got Resort Island, which is a tropical themed course, which feels fitting for a first Sonic level. Radical City is my favorite, which definitely seems to be inspiration for Radical Highway in Sonic Adventure, with lots of alternate paths and roadways. Regal Ruins is a desert temple course with some really tricky turns, and to be honest, many people have talked about the controls in this game, and it really depends on the character you pick, and someone like Sonic, believe it or not, actually has very poor turning skills, as I mentioned before. And the controls can feel awkward at first, but if you stick with it and don't throw a fucking hissy fit like some people who have played this game for no more than 5 minutes, you will find that it's well worth it. Reactive Factory feels like a chemical plant zone of sorts, and it's got this one pain in the ass jump that if you don't make it, you'll fall into the water below, and I'm not even sure how to properly get out of here. You just have to move all around until you can find a way out. This fall just feels like an instant death sentence, and you're better off just restarting the race if you fall to save yourself the aggravation. Radiant Emerald definitely feels like the Rainbow Road from Mario Kart. It's a colorful roadway with quite a few steep turns. This one I feel like they could have done a bit more with it, honestly. It feels the most simplistic in design, but it sure is pretty. Now, one of the best features that adds to the variety of these tracks is the ever-changing weather system that the game introduces. The races can either take place during a bright and sunny morning, or with a starry, moon-filled night sky. Also, there can be snow or rain, and it doesn't change anything, but this day and night weather system is very ambitious and really is very good looking. I especially like when I get the nighttime one. And this kinda makes up for the lack of available courses. So back to the coins. There's 5 in each level, except for Radiant Emerald, and they're mostly in places off the beaten path, and since there's multiple pathways, you will have to explore almost all of them to find them. You're going to need to play these tracks a few times to learn the layouts, because you only get to keep the coins if you place at least 3rd. And I will say this is pretty generous, because you could only imagine if they made you place 1st. Because even with the layouts memorized, you will still have to be pretty decently fast on your feet to cross the finish line in time. If you want all the characters, you will need to find them. This can be pretty annoying because you will need to slow things down. And trust me, if you're not expecting one of these coins to appear, you can sometimes fly right by one. In a race where you're expected to do your best and be the fastest, this kinda seems counterproductive. Strangely enough, this same concept would be later reused in Sonic Unleashed many years later, where the coins would be used to enter levels. In comparison, I think it's a lot less annoying here in Sonic R, probably because there's far fewer coins. Since there's far fewer tracks than the number of levels that there were in Sonic Unleashed. There's also Chaos Emeralds. And these are always locked behind doors that require 50 rings to enter, and you will need to place 1st in order to hold on to the emerald, otherwise you will lose it and have to get it again. The annoying thing is sometimes, for some strange reason, the developers thought it was a great idea to have some of the emeralds take several seconds to materialize. Take this moment in Regal Ruins, for example. There's 2 emeralds behind 2 different ring doors, and inside, the emerald is also inside these little pyramids that open up very fucking slowly. Oh, God. Meanwhile, the other racers are whizzing by. Then, when you're approaching the 2nd emerald door, guess what? If you're going a little bit too fast, and God forbid if you've got your finger on the acceleration button, you're gonna go right off the edge most likely, just like I did right here. I mean, this is infuriating. This is a race, and I have to be so careful at how fast I'm going. And I get this is part of the challenge, but I'm not sure how crazy I am about having collectibles in a game where the idea is to go fast. In fact, it is kind of crazy. Kind of counterproductive if you ask me, but I don't know why I can't really get too annoyed. I just really enjoy this game. I don't know what it is, I just really like it. I appreciate these challenges and I just have fun. Plus, the rewards are well worth it. Metal Sonic and Metal Knuckles are such great unlockable characters to have, and the interesting thing is that Metal Knuckles looks sort of like Mecha Knuckles from the Mecha Madness special in the Archie Sonic the Hedgehog comic series. The Tails doll is just freaky. And trust me, the developers knew it. I mean, look at this thing. I don't know how they cooked up this idea, but this is fucking creepy. Oh, and I almost forgot about the Egg Robo from Sonic and Knuckles, which is something. Gotta say, this is not the most exciting secret character. He's just kinda there. I don't really use him all that much. And once you get all the emeralds, Super Sonic is finally unlocked, and he is a blast to play as. He's just so fast, and the character model just looks so damn cool. It's well worth the hassle of getting everything. Once getting everything unlocked, I noticed something I didn't years ago. This is one confident character select screen. And what exactly do I mean by that? Their names are not even displayed. I mean, no, seriously, their names are nowhere in this game. Not even when you win a race. The developers were like, you know who the fuck these characters are. You don't need no stinking names. But yeah, I love this game. I mean, it's not my favorite Sonic game ever or anything. I think you know that. But maybe it has something to do with the charming nature of the concept. Or maybe it's that jammin' music. That beautiful fucking music. I just don't know how some people can actually hate this music. Maybe if you don't like dance music with a poppy vibe, but I do. And it's a real mood lifter. Richard Jacks, who composed the music for the Saturn port of Sonic 3D Blast, returned for this game and accompanied by female vocalist TJ Davis. This guy, he just has style, and I love this vocalist. They're all really good songs, really fun, energetic songs, and if you don't like the vocals, you can actually turn them off in the options menu and instead listen to instrumental versions of the tracks, but I say leave that shit alone and listen to these sexy ass vocals.
You know you have to survive. You got to keep the dream alive. Where everything is free, can't you see? You know you have to survive. You got to keep the dream alive. Where everything is free, can't you see? So many different things.
Turns out this chick used to be a backup singer for the guy who made the song Cars, Gary Newman. Interesting enough, this is the first game with full-on vocals, an idea toyed with in Sonic CD, but here we get actual fully structured lyrical songs. I heard people say that the music doesn't fit the tone of the game, and to that I say you're incorrect.
You're incorrect.
Just because you're not into this type of music, you can't deny the energy and passion of these songs. Kinda like the energy and passion Sonic shows when he runs. How do you like that analogy, haters? The music fits, end of story. Yeah, so Sonic R is definitely a game that requires a certain taste, while I'll agree it's not quite as polished and not anywhere as good as Super Mario Kart, I don't think it was trying to be that. While Sonic Drift may have been an obvious copy, Sonic R at least tried some new concepts and kept the game grounded in its own universe. Sonic doesn't need a car, so he runs on foot, and Sonic is known for collectibles, so they sprinkled those in as well. And while not all of it works as well as I'm sure the developers would have hoped, it's at least fun to me. I mean, this is my opinion after all. I could totally see why people would have a problem with the collectibles or how the turning controls handle, but once you look past the fact that this game was trying to be something other than Mario Kart and appreciate its strengths, the positives are far more evident. It's lacking in tracks, but makes up for it with ambition, and while its control is not as refined as I would have liked, it's still fun, and that's what counts in the end. I think a lot of the hate for this game is simply based in the fact that people simply wanted a Sonic platforming game for the Sega Saturn, and weren't necessarily in the mood to have a Sonic racing game. Therefore, when Sonic R was released, people weren't going to give it a fair chance because it's not what they had in mind. So in closing, I must say that I can clearly answer the age-old question, and I can feel the sunshine, and it indeed brightens up my day.